Topics we will cover today are JavaScript variables, assigning JavaScript variables, rules for assigning JavaScript variables, reassigning JavaScript variables, rules for reassigning JavaScript variables. We will complete these topics. First, we will start with introduction of JavaScript variables. Variable is like a container where we can store the values. Value can be a string or number which we can use later in project. Container will create using let in JavaScript. There should be a unique name for a container. Then assign a value to that container. Here result is name of the container and 3 is value assigned to that container, which we can use later. Now you are familiar with what JavaScript variable is. The next step is assigning JavaScript variable. Assigning a variable in JavaScript. Assigning a variable in JavaScript involves giving a name to a storage location in memory and associating a value with that name. This is a fundamental concept in programming that allows you to store and manipulate data. In JavaScript, you can declare variables using the var, let, or const keywords. Let's come to the coding part where we will practice with code in VS Code Editor. Open your project in VS Code Editor. This is my project RK Tutorials. Let's create a new file. Click on this icon to insert a new file in project. I will name that file variables.html. HTML is a file extension. We will code an HTML file. It creates an empty file. Write HTML. No, not HTML. Now press exclamation sign and press tab to use the boilerplate of the HTML. Now insert script tag inside the head tag. JavaScript, use inside script tag. To create a variable, we will use let keyword. Let is used to create a variable. Here we assign the value of a variable 1 equal to 3. Write let variable 1 equal to 3 semicolon. It assigns variable 1 value to 3, and after that to print. Let's type console.log and open bracket where we write the variable name which is variable 1. It will print the value of variable that we assigned above, which is 3. But before printing the variable's assigned value, let's check that how can we will print a static value using console.log. Console.log is used in JavaScript to print the value in console. Write console.log open brackets and write static value that can be anything we will write that is 3. Now to run the code, click on the document then a list will appear. You just have to click on the open in live server and after that it will run the project in live server. Every change. To see the output right, click on page and from the options you have to click on the inspect element. It will open a panel. Here, click on the console. It will display the console values that you have printed in project. Look, it displays the console value that you have printed statically. The value is 3. Now we will print the value of a variable. Write console.log and open brackets, write variable 1, which will print the value of variable 1. Let's check the console. Open the browser. Look, it prints the value of a variable 1 that we have assigned above. It is 5. First, it prints the value of static value 3, and then it prints the value of variable 1. Now assign a variable value after calculation. Create a new container named as calculateSum. Write let space calculateSum equal to 2 plus 2. Now in variable calculateSum, we assign a value after addition, which is 4. Write console.log, then open brackets, calculateSum. It will give the value of calculateSum after addition. To check output, open the browser. Look, it displays value as 4, which is the calculated sum of 2 plus 2. Like this, we can store the value in variables after calculations also, and then use in project later. Now we will use the concept of reusing the variable value in other variable. Create a new container named as result. Write let space result equal to calculate sum plus 5. Now in variable result, we assign a value after addition with the value of other variable calculate sum, which is 4. Write console.log, then open brackets result. It will give the value of result after addition with calculate sum. To check output, open the browser. Look, it displays value as 9, which is the calculated sum of 4 plus 5. Like this, we can reuse the value of variables in other variables, and then use later. It was about the concept of assigning a variable value. Till now, we use an integer value to assign a variable. In JavaScript, we can also store a string value in the container. For that, we have to use single quotes. Write let space message equal to single quotes hello semicolon. Now write console.log open brackets message. It will print hello in console. Open the browser. In console, it prints value stored in the message variable, which is hello. We can also concatenate or reuse the value of variable. Write let space message 2 equal to message plus single quotes world semicolon. Now write console.log open brackets message 2. It will print hello world in console. Open the browser. In console, it prints value stored in the message2 variable, which is hello world. Syntax rules for JavaScript variable. There are some rules for assigning a JavaScript variable. First rule is 1. Can't use special words for a variable name. Example, let. There are some special words like let, bar, etc. in JavaScript. We can't use these words for naming a variable. Let equals 3, wrong. But we can use let with some numbers like let 1 equals 3. We can use number as postfix to name a variable. Second rule is 2. Can't start a variable name with a number. Example, 2 is equal to 2. A number as a prefix can't be used to name a variable like toName, but we can use number in middle or as postfix. Example, let rk2 var equals 3, or let rk2 equals 3. Third rule is 3. Can't use special characters in name, except $and underscore. Example, name hashtag @ and asterisk caret equals 3 is not a right name. $name equals 3, correct. Underscore name equals 3, correct. Next, we will learn about reassigning a variable in JavaScript. It means how to change a value of a variable in JavaScript. Reassigning a variable in JavaScript. In JavaScript, reassigning a variable refers to the process of giving a new value to a variable that already exists. Variables in JavaScript can be reassigned to different values during the execution of a program. This is a fundamental concept in programming languages that allows developers to update and manipulate data stored in variables. It is all about the concept of assigning a variable. Before this, we have learned about the assigning value to a variable. Now it is about reassigning variable. Write variable 1 equal to 6. Now in variable 1, we assign a value after 6. Write console.log, then open brackets, variable 1. To check output, open the browser. Look, it displays value as 6, which is the new value of variable 1 after reassigning. Look at top, it gives the value 5. It prints the above console value. Because when the controller is at the top line, there the value of variable 1 is 3, so at that time it prints 3 in console. Reassigning a value saved in variable. Rules for reassigning a variable. First rule is 1. Don't use let for reassigning a variable. With use of let, it will create a new variable rather than changing the value of the existing variable. It will give error message that the same name variable is already used. In the project, it's all about JavaScript variables intro. By the end, you'll be well versed in both assigning and reassigning variables, along with the essential syntax rules. Take the opportunity to practice and solidify your understanding. I trust that you grasped the concept effectively.
Hope you like this video. For more such videos, please subscribe, like and comment.